Good afternoon and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. It's something kind of cool to share with you guys. But it's October 2nd, guys. We watched our second scary movie. We watched the second Scream movie. And then we've got the third and fourth also we're gonna watch, probably, because they have all four on Netflix. Or the first four. I think there's only four. Jack was like, I think there's 5, but I don't know, there could be. Anyways, at least the first 4 are all on Netflix, so we're gonna watch those all first. And then, like, we can watch The Conjuring, or, I honestly, guys, I want to watch some, like, old, like, classic, like, not scary movies, like, horror movies. I mean, there's, like, Psycho, but, like Clue, even, that's not like a really like scary, it's kind of one of those like older ones. That and what's that one too called, And Then There Were None, or something like that. Is that the what the movie's called? I know I watched that and I watched Clue, but like, again, some of those like older you know, like movies and stuff like that, those like not really like that they're horror movies, but like kind of like mystery, like scary kind of movies, but like, you know, like I said, like older classic movies. We watched Birds, like Alfred Hitchcock's Birds, a few years ago too. Again, that's kind of like an older one. But then I was even thinking too, which isn't super old, you know, like a really old one, but we've got like The Shining, and again, some of those just like older ones, not like super new, you know, within the last few decades, really. Like Scream, and like I said, The Conjuring, and you know, that kind of stuff. And even Halloween, that's the 80s, or something like that, 80s, 90s. That's kind of sort of when they've all came out. And then I think I saw too on Amazon, they have the newest one is also, or no, on HBO. That's where I was looking the other day, guys. I was also looking on the HBO like online, because again, I could like cast it to my TV if I wanted to watch it. So like those ones I might have to, but again, because we have HBO through our cable provider, we can just watch whatever we want to on like the on demand. It's just, my thing is, it's a pain to get to it, and it takes like forever to load. So like if I don't find the exact right category the first time, like where I want it, you know, like it's a pain to go back. And now to the other thing that's also really great big pain is that we got a universal remote for the living room, which is awesome. I love that we need one remote to do everything, because we couldn't turn up like the volume with that, you know, and stuff like that with, you know, if we were using the other remote, and couldn't change the channel with the other one. So we can use it for our cable, for the TV, and then I don't think we set up for the stereo, but we can have it through this, you know, fix it for the stereo too. We just didn't set that up yet. So anyways, though, that's like super awesome, right? The only problem is that I don't know if there's a back button, and if there isn't, like if there is, it doesn't work. Like we didn't make sure that it was set up, because most of the functions will like automatically sync into the remote if you have like a universal remote, but some, if they don't work right off the bat, you have to set them in. So like if the guide button doesn't come up when you hit guide, there's a certain way that you program it for that. So anyways, like, you know, it was a pain to try and figure out, but once we got it, we were starting to get the hang of it, and most of it sunk in like correctly to the remote, so every button does what it says it will do, like in correspondence with the actual, like, you know, cable remote. But some of them don't always sync up perfectly, so we did have to set a few of them. But the problem is that I don't know that there's a back button. So there's like an exit button, but I don't think there's a back button. So if I don't get it right the first time, I have to go through it like 3 or 4 times to make sure that I get to the right thing. So it's kind of a pain. I could always just bring like my cable remote or my parents' cable remote from their cable box and use it, because it will work for every cable box that we have. I think we still have the cable box, or the cable TV remote, in the living room. We just, again, don't use it, because the problem was that the remote for the actual television stopped working, and some of the buttons on the cable remote weren't working. But again, I think it was like, I think the channel up and channel down buttons weren't working, which wasn't a big deal. All the other like buttons were working. Anyways, though, so yeah, that's probably why I just don't really like to, if I watch something, I think I'd rather watch it like, again, through my computer, maybe put it up on my TV. Anyway, so guys, so we watched that today, and then I was actually helping Jack with some of his homework, which I was like, this is so weird, like, because he was sitting next to me while we were actually watching the movie, working on it, and I kind of felt bad. I was like, he doesn't really get to, like, watch the movie because he's, like, doing his homework and stuff like that, and, like, he had just gotten home, too, from football practice, and he'd been working on his homework, like, all day, so I was like, I'll help you, and so, he didn't really, like, need my help, but I think the fact that, like, I was like, let's sit at the kitchen table and I'll help you, it kind of helped him focus so that he was paying attention to his homework instead of, like, you know, watching TV or watching YouTube, like, which is what he normally does, like, in the background while he's doing his homework. And so I was like, oh, like, let's do this together. So I was going through, I was like, it has been, I don't even know how long since the last time I have done, I don't even know what he was doing. He was doing something like with, like, graphs, and I remembered actually how to do it once he started saying, he was like, oh yeah, like this thing, and then, you know, you do this, and I was like, oh yeah, like, I totally remember that. And I was like, there's all these little, like, hints and, like, little tricks and things like that that, like, I've, like, remembered that, like, I taught myself. One of the ones that I still remember from chemistry class, which when Jack actually is in chemistry next year, I'm going to tell him that, because I told Matthew the same thing. It's actually what my chemistry teacher told our class, was a positive ion is a cation because it's positive. I still to this day remember that. And then again, there's, like, other little, like, tips and, like, little hints and things like that that I, like, little hacks that, again, like, I remembered from, like, doing these graph things, was that, like, if it was an open circle, it doesn't have a line under it because you actually, it's, like, less ink to print an open circle than it is to print when you're writing the equal than or less than, like, sign. So you don't do the, it's not equal to, it's just, like, less than or greater than or whatever. So that's why it's always, like, the, like I said, just little weird little hints and, like, hacks and things like that that, like, honestly helped me get through it. But, like, still to this day, like, Jack was bringing it up, and I was like, I remember this, like, and I remember this little thing that I did that helps me remember it. So, yeah, anyways, I helped him with that. And then with an English thing where he had to read a poem, which I read too, and I was like, I really wish that I was, like, good at figuring, like, out, like, what's the point of the poem, or what does it mean, and stuff like that. So I was, like, really trying to help him, like, analyze it, but he was like, I don't know if we're gonna turn in the like, he had to do, like, a little, like, paper thingy on it or whatever. But once he was done, he's like, I think that we'll have a test on it, like, where they have to write, like, an essay or something like that on it. And I was like, I hope you do well, because we discussed the heck out of that poem that was only, like, I think it was, like, 5, like, paragraphs or stanzas. And so I was like, I hope you get an A on this, because we talked about it a lot. Because I was really, like, trying to, like, get him to figure it out, but at the same time, I was also trying to figure it out myself. And I was like, how does this, like, work, and stuff like that. So, you know, like, how does it make sense? And so I was trying to figure it out, but I think I got the gist of it. Because at first he was like, I think it's about a motorcycle accident, which it was, but there was a bigger, you know, it's always like, oh, this is what it's about, but there's always, like, that bigger meaning behind the actual, like, what it's basic, you know, what's on the surface. Then there's, like, the underlining, like, what's it about. And so I was never good at doing that kind of stuff in school. Like, I never got that or understood it really. But, like, now I think I'm still not much better at it. So that's why, though, I was, like, going through it with him, and I was like, so does this make sense? And he's like, yeah, I think I got it. I was like, I hope you did, because I didn't even understand it. Like, to this day, I still apparently not very good at that. But yeah, since I think we talked about it enough, I think that, like, you know, it opened his mind a little bit more to, like, reading in between the lines, which I guess is kind of what you have to do with, like, you know, what some of the questions were and stuff like that that he had to answer. Anyways, guys, actually, I think I'll tell you guys about my cool thing tomorrow, because I have talked a little bit. What do you want? What are you doing? Huh? And Charlie wants to be in the vlog. That's why he came all the way in my room. You was snuggling with Mom, and now you came into my room. What do you want up on my bed? Do you hear it raining outside? I think it's pouring. You hear it rain outside? What? Is it raining outside? Oh, want to go outside? I think it's raining. I don't think you want to go outside. Anyways, so guys, I'll save my little tidbit of information that I was going to tell you guys about today for tomorrow's vlog, because today's vlog's already a little long. But yeah, I think I told you guys too, it's supposed to rain, I think today and tomorrow. Friday, hopefully we will not be getting any rain. And then Saturday, I think we're going to the NIU game, because the only game we're going to be able to go to, because I think they only have one other home game that is on a Saturday, that is homecoming, and Matthew is probably not going to be able to go with us for that because of the fraternity. I guess they're doing like some special stuff or something like that. And so this Saturday will probably be the only game that we'll be able to go to, because like I said, then after that I think it's all like Tuesday games or Thursdays or whatever, like going forward. I think they have maybe like 2 games that are like during the week, so I don't think we'll be able to go to those. But the only thing is Matthew thinks that he is sick, so he's gonna go to the doctor tomorrow, I think, and then hopefully he'll be okay to go to the Jack's football game on Friday, and then also too on Saturday as well to the NIU game. And then I think the weekend after that, actually, we're gonna go to a corn maze, hopefully. But again, it's kind of like all if the weather is good, because if not, we're gonna go and just pretty much be in the rain the whole like time. So that would like stink, you know. We were really fortunate with like good weather for the 2 games we went to last year, and like pretty warm too. The first game was hot that we went to, which was in like September or whatever, and then the second game we went to maybe later in September or maybe October or something like that, was just kind of cool. It wasn't like freezing cold, but I remember like I brought a blanket, but I didn't really need it. It wasn't like that freezing cold. I was dressed pretty warm for it, but yeah, so that's what is maybe for the next 2 weeks. But tomorrow's Thursday already, so like I said, we got Friday Jack's football game, and then Saturday possibly football game as well. But anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.